Welcome. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you so much for joining us on Outsourcing Fit. We're joined today by Mr. Jasjit Anand, President of Asiatel Outsourcing. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Neil. It's my pleasure to be here.
Outsourcing. What is outsourcing in a nutshell?
Outsourcing in a nutshell is taking any business function and instead of doing it yourself in the office, you give it to a third-party partner to do it. Now, that is the simplest definition, but this has really changed. It's evolved over the years. So it's no longer just exporting a job to a place where it is cheap or cost-effective. It's really changed from there a lot. And especially in Philippines, which is a very important BPO hub. What we have observed is that, the lines between the front office, back office, and the middle office are blurring. This is actually now becoming like a completely new strategy in itself, where you take some of the non-front office functions, which are non-core, and you take it to a back office, a location where you get efficiency, where you get scale, and you also get cost-effective solutions.
I heard you mention the Philippines as being a BPO hub. Could you elaborate on that a bit and talk about your particular, geographical footprint when it comes to Asiatel Outsourcing?
About BPO potential in the Philippines, approximately there are about 1.7 million jobs that are working, that have been created by this industry, and the official revenue is about $35 billion. But there is another market which is not covered in these figures, which is the market of the freelancers. It is anticipated that, the similar number of people are working as freelancers. So this is about the Philippines BPO industry. And about our footprint, we came here in a different way in the sense that we were originally a telecom company in Hong Kong. We were known as Asia Telecom at that time. And we came into 2006 into Philippines largely to set up our captive back office. And from then, while we were here for 6-7 years, we realized that we understood the game of outsourcing. Why don't we extend this service to third-party clients? And that's how we got into outsourcing. So we are headquartered in Hong Kong, while our main operating office is in the Philippines. And we also have a couple of offices in Singapore, Indonesia, and also in Taiwan. From an operating perspective, Philippines is the main operating office for the BPO.
Are the terms outsourcing and offshoring interchangeable?
A lot of people would say outsourcing is when you're giving it to a third party. And offshoring is when you're doing the same job but as a captive. That is one way some people define it. But I would say, the model, in my opinion, would broadly divide it to 4 or 5 categories. The first model is the outsourcing. Now, outsourcing is when you give a complete project or a complete KPIs to a third party and he delivers it for you. That's outsourcing. If you do it yourself, some people call it offshoring and some people call it a captive BPO. These are just different terms. But then there are other products like managed operations. Employer of record is becoming very big these days. And then there is freelancing. So these are the spectrums. If you don't want to work with the BPO and work directly with the people, there is the freelancing, which is the other spectrum. And in the middle, there is something called as employer of record and managed operations.
So quite a bit of diversity within outsourcing itself. What particular services does Asiatel Outsourcing offer?
We offer in a very simple way, like we call ourselves your team in the Philippines. That's our tagline. And what we do is we offer basically a service of first assessing what our customer needs. And that is the most important thing that we do. And once we understand the customer needs, then the products and services come into play. Like, for example, we offer 3 or 4 different products. I would say 4 different products. One is outsourcing, which is, I would say, for a customer who knows what he wants. He has a KPI clear. He has an understanding what kind of productivity he should get because he knows what he wants, right? Then there is another set of customers who are basically startups. We have a lot of startups in our portfolio. Now, these startups do not want to probably go that way for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is, they're also experimenting with the product at the moment in the market. So they really don't have KPIs in front of them. They want more people and expand. And secondly, in startups, some of these people understand the technology and product better than a third party would understand. So these people go for what something we call as managed operations, in which what we do is, we are their BPO in the Philippines. We hire people for them. We do the payroll processing, SSS. We do the recruitment. We replace the people. We provide them the office space. And these people are working dedicatedly for the client. But then client supervises the work, directly on a day-to-day basis, while what we do is administrative and HR oversight. This is the model number 2. Then, after COVID, things changed a little, right? A lot of people started working from home. So there's another model which has become very popular now, which is the employer of record. So mostly these employers of record are the employees which are not coming to office. But rest remains the same. We hire them, we put them on our payrolls, we do the payroll, all this government statutory like SSS, statutory health, and then these people are working directly with the client. And then the other spectrum of outsourcing that we offer is also, I would say, co-working spaces and a bit of service offices. Third was the employer of record. And then the last one is the co-working spaces, service offices.
You did mention that the client that knows what they want, but it seems often you may have to guide a client and kind of let them know what they want, what kind of service that AsiaTel offers is best for them.
Yes. I think that's, like I mentioned, that's the most primary step that we do. I think as a outsourcing company, we do counseling at stage 1 because customers may have a certain idea about outsourcing. So we try to understand what exactly they need, and based on that, we offer them all the 4 models. There's another 5th model, which is shared services, which I did not mention. Like in shared services, what happens is if somebody is looking for a digital marketing expert, and he does not need it full time, he just wants to run one campaign. We also offer digital marketing on a shared services basis. You don't hire a full-time person, you get a fractional resource for what you may need. So what happens is based on the requirement of the customer and the budget, see both the things. So one is the requirement of the customer, second is the budget of the customer, and third thing is what kind of operational control customer wants on the campaign or on the team. We offer them 1 to 5 solutions, and that's how it goes.
Talk about some of the experiences with your Western clients, other clients, and then tell us how people can find you and get in touch with you and learn more about services there at AsiaTel Outsourcing.
Sure. So customers can get in touch by visiting our website, asiateloutsourcing.com, or they can send us an email at bd@athl.com.hk. That's the way to get in touch with us. And see the experience of Western customers, and we have customers from other geographies as well. I think is very simple, They first come here to see what potential Philippines has to offer. And what we have seen is they may start from a domain, one particular domain. Let's say they start with inside sales, or they start with telemarketing, or another customer may start with customer service or customer success. But what we have seen in general is very quickly it becomes into a full ecosystem of its own. Like customers may start with telemarketing, then they go to customer service, then they may go to accounting, then they may go to digital marketing. So I think this is the trend I've seen with our customers and in general with all customers across BPOs. As I mentioned earlier, the lines between middle office, back office, and front office are blurring. And hence, customers enter with one job in mind, but they keep expanding. That's experienced for everyone.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
I think we are fundamentally a very relationship-driven company. And that is exactly how we try to, deal with the customers. So basically, we are trying to bring a model where we are your office in the Philippines. While our group has a presence in a few places, but we at the moment focus on Philippines as a destination because we feel here that, the demographics are right. And one thing I want to mention about Philippines is that there is a service culture in the country. And that makes outsourcing so much easier. Just to answer your question, we are present in Asia, in Singapore, in Taiwan, in Hong Kong, but that's again a presence. Fundamentally, we are operating out of Philippines. And in future, yes, you may expand to other countries. If you need some other kind of, like if you want to get into development, we may change and look at India or Vietnam. But for services such as sales, customer service, accounting, graphic design, IT support, accounting. Philippines has enough talent to offer.
You've been listening to Outsourcing Fit. I'm your host, Neil Howard, in conversation with Mr. Jasjit Anand. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Neil.
And once again, your website is AsiaTeleOutsourcing.com. Is that correct?
That's correct. AsiaTeleOutsourcing.com.
You've been listening to Outsourcing Fit. You can learn more at verticalinternetmedia.com and our BPO services at outsourcingfit.com.